Hello, everybody. My name is Scary Airy, and welcome to my first library talk. This is going to be a series where I just kind of sit down and talk about all sorts of things, whatever I feel vibing with. So let's get started. Today's talk is on exploring a new perspective of art classification, how we kind of classify and group art within a variety of mediums. So, when I look at art, personally, what I think the most important aspect when you examine art is interaction. Like, to me, art is inherently about interaction. The kind of thesis here is using these interactions and finding the interactions that exist within a specific medium of art and turning those into our classifications. So the first medium we're going to look at is fine art, such as painting, sculpting, and more conceptual arts like the out there, weird art. All those we're going to group together into fine art. So what the current class system for fine art looks like is it examines the visual quality of an artwork and uses groupings such as like realism, cartoonist, abstract, and non-objective. The issue with these is that they only look at the surface of the work and fail to take into account the impact that the art has. So to truly understand and classify fine art, we must examine the interaction within a piece. And so that begs the question, what are the interactions that exist within fine art? To me, the major interactions that exist in fine art are the interaction between the artist and the art, and then the interaction between the art and the audience. And so then we get our questions. What effect does the artist have on the art, and what effect does the art have on the audience? And the answer to these questions will give us the groupings. The first group of fine art is reactionary art. This is art that elicits an external reaction from the audience and implores an outward reaction. Some examples of pieces in this would be something such as Who's Afraid of Red, Yellow, and Blue, that really famous color field painting that it physically made them so angry that they came up and they sliced the artwork into pieces. Other pieces are really grotesque artworks that, that feeling of just, they want you to do that, and they want to elicit that reaction in you. They want something externally to come out. The second category of fine art, is emotive art. That's art that elicits an internal feeling or otherwise creates thought-provoking internal conversation. Now, the final category of fine art is technical art, which is art that is made purely for the sake of art and purely to display or advance technical skill of art. So these are very simple things. The art itself is not asking the audience anything. The primary focus here is the interaction between the artist and the audience is just there to see it. It's there to occupy a role of beauty and not a role of actually challenging or creating any sort of thought within our audience. The beauty of these classifications is that they're defined by the specific interaction between the art and the audience, and as a result are defined differently between each individual audience member. So, for instance, the Mona Lisa, one person may look at the Mona Lisa and see nothing more than a statement of technical skill and say, this is a purely technical work. Another person may look at the Mona Lisa and see her expression and find a solemn comfort in it and say, this piece makes me feel something. It's telling me to feel comfort or to feel some emotion. And so it's an emotive category. These groupings can exist on a gradient, and art can be one or more classes. They can be a technical emotive piece, a reactionary emotive piece, something that implores outward and inward feeling. And even you can have an artwork that just doesn't have anything, and it's just an empty interaction between art and audience. It is art. These classifications provide an avenue of defining art that better aligns with the spirit of art, that being to express and communicate. The popularization of this philosophy could also provide a remedy for the fetishization of realism and lack of understanding for conceptual or abstract art that exists within the common perception of art. And by encouraging the common understanding of these interactions that exist within art, the idea of expression through art becomes more commonly understood. The next artistic medium that we're going to take a look at is the art of dance. Now, the classifications of dance exist within the form of styles. And in my opinion, styles are heavily outdated and just counterproductive to dance as an independent medium. Styles are heavily influenced by the type of music associated with them, which detriments dance being its own independent medium. In fact, too many of those involved within the world of dance I feel music plays too large a role in their process, and I've seen people who believe a dance lacks the potential for success purely because of the song that is choreographed to, before a single movement has been choreographed. And many of these people will look only at the surface features of a song and ignore the deeper elements that truly influence a dance. The simple fact is, a brilliant dance can be realized from any song, provided a skilled choreographer. The best dances are born from songs not with good lyrics or story, but with a good underlying rhythm that inspires movement. Dance exists as a unique medium of art that takes other art and adapts it into a new form with a new message. By allowing dance to become synonymous with the music that accompanies it, the medium loses its artistic independence. While the use of certain styles can serve to the betterment of dance when it comes to daily practice, in the creation of actual works of art, the groupings can be simplified to better reflect the interaction within dance. We get to the question again, what are the interactions within dance? The primary interactions, those that are the main focus of the medium, are that of the dancer and their body, and that of the movement and the music. The audience is a secondary interaction in dance, acting as an observer. That is not to say that dance cannot send a message to the audience, merely that as a medium, the primary connections exist internally within a piece itself. So, I propose these new groupings for dance. Dances that emphasize form, and dances that emphasize movement. These classes can be applied in addition to or instead of the previously used styles, and this allows for more consistency within dance. With the old system, different dances could look vastly different within an individual style, with only the song style unifying them. However, with the new system, dances within the same category should keep a roughly similar movement characteristics. So, let's break down what these new categories are. Form-focused dances feature movement that displays the body of the dancer, showing strength, flexibility, and shape. These dances want to show you kind of the form of the body, as the name implies. They want to show you the lines, the angles, it's very gestural. Movement dances have more flow and they focus on the path that the body takes through space. Now, these classifications already exist in some form within the world of dance. If you look at dances that have been choreographed in the past, you can see them and clearly see that they fall into one of these two categories. And the most obvious way to see this is to examine the costume of a dance. Form-focused dances tend to have tighter fitting costumes so that the audience can better see the shapes and the form of the body. By contrast, movement-focused dances have looser costumes, so you can clearly see the projection and the path of the body projected into the fabric. Ultimately, these new groupings within dance, when combined with the classifications used for fine art, give a detailed view of the purpose of a piece of dance and allow for a clear understanding of dance as a medium, and just in general allow dance to gain a better sense of artistic independence as a medium. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me all the way through as we explored the classification of art. If you enjoyed the video, maybe consider leaving a like and hitting that subscribe button down below. And if you want to see more of me, I stream on Twitch Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Or if you just want to come in and hang out, I have a small but growing Discord community of amazing people, artists, writers, and lots of other brilliant people. So consider joining that. Finally, if you really want to support me, consider joining my Patreon, where you get access to bloopers, early access videos, HD art downloads, all sorts of things. Just whatever I can throw at you guys, I'll throw at my patrons. Anyway, thank you. Bye.